Stop searching. You didn't find this by accident. Tonight, we whisper words meant only for the stillness of the night. This isn't a book to be understood by the frantic mind, but a door. And each phrase you hear is a key. The universe remembers exactly who you are, even if you've forgotten. You were never lost. You were never late. The spiral of time bent itself just to bring you to this moment, with these very words. This is not coincidence. It is alignment. Somewhere beyond the veil of the ordinary, there are teachings, hidden, guarded, buried in silence. And as you drift into the landscape of dreams, they will begin to awaken in you. Feel the weight of your body sink, and yet, sense your spirit rising. You are both rooted in the earth and infinite in the stars. What you hear tonight will bypass your conscious thought and enter your soul memory. When you surrender to sleep, the gates of your subconscious are open. It is in that openness that forgotten knowledge flows in, weaving itself back into your being like threads of golden light. There is a reason you've always felt the world carried secrets no one told you. A reason you looked at the sky and knew it wasn't empty. You are carrying fragments of a memory older than time. These teachings will not be new to you. They will be a remembering, and as you remember, reality itself will bend. No effort, no struggle, no desperate reaching. True transformation is not about force. It is about alignment. Think of it this way. When the river finds its channel, the water does not push, it simply flows. Tonight, you will learn to flow with the current of the universe itself. So listen, seeker, chosen one. Listen not only with your ears, but with your entire being. The words will continue long after your mind surrenders to sleep. Let them echo in your breath, your heartbeat, your soul, and every flicker of flame, every breath of wind. The universe is speaking. It uses currents of vibration, symbols that rise in your dreams, and the rhythm of events that cross your path. To the untrained eye, life looks chaotic. Yet beneath the surface is a code, ancient and unbreakable, guiding you. Have you noticed the way certain numbers follow you? The way a song appears at the exact moment you need it? These are not coincidences. They are sentences written in the cosmic alphabet. This hidden language is subtle because it was never meant to be read with the mind alone. It requires presence, patience, and surrender. Imagine an old temple buried in sand. Carvings line its walls. To the traveler, they are decoration. But to the initiate, they are instructions for awakening. Life itself is this temple. Every delay, every so-called obstacle is carved with meaning. The hidden language is asking you to read not with eyes, but with soul. This truth demands responsibility. If the universe is always speaking, then you are no longer a victim of chance. Your suffering, your lack, your silence, all are responses to frequencies you emit, often unconsciously. Reality is your mirror, and the hidden language reveals what you are really saying to creation. But here lies the gift. If life reflects you, you can change the reflection by shifting your inner vibration. The key is not control, but alignment. Think of a musician tuning an instrument. The right tone brings harmony. In the same way, your thoughts and emotions are strings that must be tuned. When they align, the universe answers in symphony. Imagine your life as a vast tapestry. Every thread is a choice, every color a vibration. From up close, it may look tangled. Step back and the pattern emerges. A story of remembrance. The hidden teaching is not that the language exists, but that you were born fluent. You only forgot, and forgetting was part of the initiation. Close your eyes and feel the hum beneath your heartbeat. That hum is the first syllable of the hidden tongue. Each breath is a phrase. Each intention a word carved into the field. Whisper to yourself, I am listening. This is how the dialogue begins. Slowly, quietly, yet once opened, it never closes. Pay attention to the whispers, to the signs, to the alignments that guide your path. For the moment you begin to listen, reality bends. It reveals. It awakens. And you, seeker, become fluent once again. The journey continues. That heaviness you felt when you held on to anger? It didn't vanish into the air. It circulated, shaped events, and attracted echoes of itself. In the same way, when you offer kindness without calculation, notice how peace follows you for days. Energy is impartial. It reflects, amplifies, and mirrors back to its source. This is the law at work, silently governing the rhythm of existence. The ancients compared life to a great river. To fight against its flow is to exhaust yourself. To release your grip and align with its current is to discover ease. What you think, say, and feel are stones dropped into that river. The ripples reach far beyond what you see. Some waves return quickly. Others circle the spiral of time before finding you again. Either way, every movement comes back. The tragedy of humanity is the forgetfulness of this law. People believe they can curse in secret or think thoughts of lack without consequence. But the river does not forget. It carries everything, even what you thought was hidden. This is not to frighten you, but to awaken you to your responsibility. Your power is not in controlling others, but in mastering the current you yourself send forth. Pause for a moment and bring to mind a single thought you have carried often. Ask yourself, has that thought built a sanctuary or a prison? The law of energy flow does not judge. It simply magnifies. This is why cycles repeat until they are cleansed. If you pour fear into the stream, fear returns in forms you cannot ignore. If you pour love, it finds its way back as abundance. In hidden schools, initiates were trained to guard their energy as kings guard their thrones. They were taught that careless words leak power, that resentment poisons the field, and that gratitude multiplies blessings. The teaching was simple yet severe. Where your energy goes, your life follows. To ignore this law is to live scattered. To honor it is to shape destiny with precision. Imagine now that your body is a vessel and energy is water. Every thought is a hand pouring into that vessel. When the water is clear, light shines through it. When it is polluted, the vessel grows heavy and dim. You hold the authority to choose what pours in, no one else. This is sovereignty. To recognize it is to stop blaming chance and start becoming the architect. Breathe slowly and visualize streams of golden light moving through you. Each inhale draws in renewal. Each exhale releases stagnation. Feel how this simple act shifts your state. This is not imagination. It is alignment with the law. Energy responds instantly to direction. Where your awareness goes, flow follows. The law of energy flow whispers a sacred reminder. You are never powerless. The current within you is the same current that shapes galaxies. When you master it, the world bends toward your chosen frequency. When you neglect it, you drift wherever the tide takes you. Choose wisely, for every ripple returns. The moment you decide, the river begins to change its course. Look around you now. The world you see is not separate from you. It is a mirror polished by your inner state, reflecting what you have agreed to believe. The streets, the voices, the opportunities, even the obstacles are echoes of your vibration. Life is not mocking you. It is teaching you. And the lesson is simple. Reality always returns the frequency you broadcast. Consider the one who lives in fear. Everywhere they go, they see danger, betrayal, scarcity. The mirror shows them not because the world is cruel, but because their inner lens is tinted with dread. Another soul may walk the same path and find beauty, kindness, and doors opening. What shifts the reflection is not the scenery, but the vibration carried within. This is the forbidden truth most resist. The mirror does not flatter, nor does it lie. It reveals with precision the face you bring to it. If you speak of lack, it shows you bills and emptiness. If you carry gratitude, it multiplies your blessings. To complain about the reflection is to misunderstand its nature. You cannot break the mirror. You can only change what it reflects. That change begins with you. Imagine an ancient seer holding a bowl of water. As you gaze into its surface, the water trembles when your heart trembles. It clears when your mind clears. This is reality itself. The bowl is neutral. It only shows what enters it. To purify the image, you do not command the water. You calm the one who gazes. The hidden wisdom is this. Outer peace is born of inner mastery. It is easy to reject this law because it removes the comfort of blame. How much simpler to say fate is cruel or others are unjust. But the mirror cannot be tricked. What you hold, it reveals. What you deny, it magnifies until you face it. And though harsh, this is mercy. For without the mirror, you would wander blind, never seeing what binds you. Pause now and recall a repeating pattern in your life, a struggle, a loop, a door that always seems closed. Ask yourself, what inner belief has been carved so deeply that reality cannot help but show it back? The mirror is not punishment. It is revelation. Once you see the hidden belief, you hold the key to dissolve it. And when dissolved, the reflection shifts instantly. The mystics taught initiates to bow before the mirror, not in worship, but in respect. They understood that each reflection, even the painful ones, was a guide. The cracked image showed where healing was needed. The mirror shows them not because the world is cruel, but because their inner lens is tinted with dread. Another soul may walk the same path and find beauty, kindness, and doors opening. What shifts the reflection is not the scenery, but the vibration carried within. This is the forbidden truth most resist. The mirror does not flatter, nor does it lie. It reveals with precision the face you bring to it. If you speak of lack, it shows you bills and emptiness. If you carry gratitude, it multiplies your blessings. To complain about the reflection is to misunderstand its nature. You cannot break the mirror. You can only change what it reflects. That change begins with you. Imagine an ancient seer holding a bowl of water. As you gaze into its surface, the water trembles when your heart trembles. It clears when your mind clears. This is reality itself. The bowl is neutral. It only shows what enters it. To purify the image, you do not command the water. You calm the one who gazes. The hidden wisdom is this. Outer peace is born of inner mastery. It is easy to reject this law because it removes the comfort of blame. How much simpler to say fate is cruel or others are unjust. But the mirror cannot be tricked. What you hold, it reveals. What you deny, it magnifies until you face it. And though harsh, this is mercy. For without the mirror, you would wander blind, never seeing what binds you. Pause now and recall a repeating pattern in your life, a struggle, a loop, a door that always seems closed. Ask yourself, what inner belief has been carved so deeply that reality cannot help but show it back? The mirror is not punishment. It is revelation. Once you see the hidden belief, you hold the key to dissolve it. And when dissolved, the reflection shifts instantly. The mystics taught initiates to bow before the mirror, not in worship, but in respect. They understood that each reflection, even the painful ones, was a guide. The cracked image showed where healing was needed. The ancients guarded this secret because they understood its danger. A scattered mind births chaos. A disciplined mind births miracles. This is why initiates train for years to hold a single image steady in silence. They knew that wandering thoughts weaken energy, while focused thought ignites creation. The forgotten teaching is this: your mind is not a cage, but a forge, and every thought is fire shaping destiny. Reflect for a moment on the thoughts you have repeated most often. Do they affirm your power or drain it? Do they paint visions of abundance or reinforce the walls of lack? This is not about guilt. It is about awakening. The mind was never meant to be a battlefield. It was designed as a temple where thought aligned with heart speaks creation into being. Imagine now that each thought you send is a beam of light carving pathways in the unseen. Some paths are luminous and lead to expansion. Others are narrow and lead to suffering. When you realize this, you stop dismissing your thoughts as trivial. You begin to honor them as architects of the life you are living and the life you are yet to create. To reclaim this power, begin by noticing. Notice the loops that run endlessly. Notice the judgments you echo. Notice the fears you rehearse. Do not fight them. Simply recognize them as old architects who no longer serve you. Then replace them with new designs, visions of peace, strength, love. The old structures crumble as the new ones rise. Such is the alchemy of thought. Breathe deeply and picture a blank canvas stretched before you. With every inhale, a brush appears in your hand. With every exhale, you paint a vision, clear, radiant, alive. Whisper to yourself, "What I think I become, what I think I create." Let this phrase echo until it imprints upon your inner walls. In this way, thought ceases to be forgotten and becomes remembered power. The forgotten power of thought was never lost. It was only hidden beneath the noise of distraction. But tonight, as you listen, you are awakening to its truth. Guard your mind like sacred ground. Plant deliberately. Water your visions with belief. For the universe is always listening, and thought is the first spark of every miracle yet to come. There is a place beyond noise, beyond thought, beyond the endless chatter of the mind. Few ever enter it, for they fear emptiness. Yet silence is not emptiness. It is fullness, a doorway to the eternal. In silence, the rushing river of distraction slows, and you can finally hear the subtle voice of the soul. The ancients called this the secret chamber, the hidden sanctuary within. When you sit in stillness, the world does not stop, but your grip on it loosens. The worries that once screamed lose their sharpness, and what remains is presence. Presence is the state where wisdom rises unforced. You do not chase answers. They emerge naturally, as though drawn from a deeper well. This is why silence has always been the first initiation of seekers. Think of a night sky filled with stars. The stars were always there, but in the light of day, you cannot see them. Silence is the night that reveals hidden light. Thoughts are like daylight, useful, but blinding when constant. In quietude, forgotten stars of wisdom appear, guiding you with clarity beyond reason. The secret of inner silence is that nothing new is gained. What is true is revealed. The ego resists this, for it thrives on noise. It whispers that silence is wasted time, that nothing happens in stillness. But in truth, silence is where everything begins. In silence, you meet your unshaken self. The self that is not hurried, not afraid, not fractured. When you enter silence, you are not losing time. You are stepping into eternity. Monks, mystics, and visionaries guarded this teaching fiercely. They understood that noise keeps humanity enslaved to surface illusions. Words distract, silence uncovers. They sat in caves, deserts, and temples, not to escape the world, but to hear it more deeply. They discovered that the universe is always speaking, but only silence carries its loudest truths. Pause now and feel the spaces between your breaths. Notice that life continues even when you do not force it. In the same way, guidance arrives when you stop reaching. This is not passivity. It is trust. Silence is the soil in which divine seeds take root. Without it, nothing grows. With it, everything unfolds in alignment. Imagine yourself sitting within a vast inner hall. The echoes of your thoughts gradually fade until only stillness remains. In that stillness, a presence is felt, soft, vast, ancient. It is not outside you. It is you. This is the secret the world hides. Silence is the meeting place with the eternal self. Let go now of the belief that silence must be earned. It is always waiting, like a hidden room behind the noise. Close your eyes, breathe, and step into it. You do not need hours. A single moment of true silence can shift an entire reality. For silence collapses illusions and reveals the underlying field where all is one. The secret of inner silence is not a method, but a remembering. You were born fluent in this stillness before the world taught you to drown it with noise. Tonight you are returning. Let silence be your teacher, your healer, your companion. And as you rest in it, you will hear the universe whisper the truths it could never deliver through words. Life unfolds through opposites. Yet most souls spend their days resisting one side of the scale. They curse the darkness, cling to the light, chase joy, and reject sorrow. But polarity is not a curse. It is the architecture of existence. Without shadow, you would not recognize brightness. Without endings, beginnings would hold no power. Polarity is the hidden balance that allows creation to exist at all. When you despise one pole, you empower it. To hate suffering is to deepen it. To reject fear is to feed it. The law of polarity teaches that transcendence is not found in denial but in acceptance. Only by honoring both sides do you rise above them. It is not about choosing night or day. It is about seeing both as expressions of the same eternal light. Consider the seed buried in soil. It must first break in darkness before it can rise toward the sun. Without that pressure, without that hidden struggle beneath the earth, no flower would bloom. The ancients taught that trials are not accidents. They are the dark half of growth. Just as the seed cannot skip its time underground, you cannot skip the depths if you wish to reach the heights. Pain sharpens the sweetness of joy. Silence deepens the meaning of sound. This is polarity's secret gift. It awakens depth. The shallow heart seeks only pleasure, but the awakened heart recognizes the value of contrast. It knows that grief carved space for compassion, that loss revealed the treasure of presence. To embrace polarity is to see wisdom in every shade of experience. The ego, however, demands absolutes. It wants only comfort, never discomfort. Yet this is illusion. To deny one side of polarity is to live in war with reality. Peace is not the absence of contrast. Peace is the embrace of it. In wholeness, you stop running. Mystics spoke of walking the middle path. Not lukewarm neutrality, but mastery. They did not cling to ecstasy, nor collapse into despair. They stood in the center, recognizing both as teachers. In the middle path, opposites are not enemies. They are stepping stones. To walk it is to realize that every high and every low bends you closer to balance. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing before two great flames, one cold blue, one blazing red. Both burn, both alive, both powerful. Instead of fearing one and clinging to the other, you step between them. There in the center, you feel a new fire, white, luminous, eternal. This is the union of polarity, the place where opposites dissolve into truth. Remember now that every difficulty carries its twin blessing. Each time you feel resistance, ask, what is polarity teaching me? Each time you rise in joy, whisper gratitude for the sorrow that carved space for it. The law of polarity is not meant to enslave you. It is meant to liberate you. Once you embrace it, you are no longer bound by extremes. You do not fear the dark, for you see its gift. You do not cling to the light, for you know it will return. You stand whole, balanced, sovereign, and in that wholeness the universe reveals its harmony through you. What most call time is only the surface of a much deeper river. You measure it in hours and days. Yet beneath that measurement flows a spiral, ancient and alive. Time is not a straight line marching forward. It circles, returns, and folds upon itself. The hidden currents remind us that nothing is ever truly gone. All things repeat in patterns of remembering. When you look back at your life, notice how lessons return in different forms. A relationship may end, yet the same wound appears again with another face. This is not punishment. It is the rhythm of time's spiral. The universe ensures nothing is left unfinished. What is unlearned returns until it is mastered. The ancients did not fear time as modern minds do. They saw cycles, the return of seasons, the endless dance of birth and death. To them, time was a wheel, not a prison. They knew that endings were illusions, for every winter promised spring. And they honor delays, understanding that every cycle must ripen before release. Imagine standing on a mountain path that winds upward in a circle. Each step seems forward, yet you often pass the same view from a higher level. This is the spiral of time. What feels like repetition is actually progression. You are not stuck. You are ascending. Every return brings deeper wisdom. The hidden currents also reveal that the past and future are not distant. They are alive within you now. A memory can shift your heartbeat. A vision of the future can alter your breath. This proves that time is not fixed but fluid, woven through consciousness. When you change your perception in the present, the past heals and the future reshapes. Do not believe the illusion that you are running out of time. You are not late, for the spiral bends itself to your awakening. The delays that frustrate you are not denials. They are alignments. The teaching whispers, do not force the harvest. Trust the rhythm, and the fruit will fall into your hands when ready. Close your eyes and imagine time as an ocean, waves rising and falling without end. Each wave carries a memory, a chance, a possibility. All waves are part of the same ocean, and you are both within it and beyond it. In remembering this, you stop fearing the tide. There is power in knowing when to act and when to wait. They sense the opening of cycles, the closing of others, and move accordingly. To act too soon is to exhaust yourself. To act in rhythm is to ride the current with effortless speed. This is the art of timing known to all masters. The hidden currents of time remind you of one truth: you are eternal. The body walks through days, but the soul moves through spirals without end. To awaken is to stop measuring life by clocks and calendars and begin sensing it as flow. You are never late. You are always moving in rhythm with eternity, and eternity has been moving with you. At birth, you crossed a threshold and entered this world wrapped in a veil. That veil was forgetfulness, a sacred amnesia that concealed your true origin. You did not forget because you were weak. You forgot so you could rediscover. This forgetting is the test, the initiation, the challenge of remembering yourself as more than flesh and name. Without the veil, there would be no journey back to truth. The child you once were looked at, the world with wonder, sensing mysteries adults dismissed. Slowly, the veil thickened. Teachers told you who you were. Society carved roles, and you agreed to smaller stories. Yet, deep inside, the soul never stopped whispering, "This is not all you are." That whisper is your true inheritance. This veil does not erase truth. It conceals it, forcing you to seek. Every longing, every ache, every strange déjà vu is a tug from behind the veil. When you feel restless without reason, it is not emptiness. It is the soul remembering what was hidden. Awakening is not gaining new knowledge. It is peeling away layers until the original memory shines again. Life itself is a ritual. You walk blindfolded until you earn the sight that was always yours. Forgetfulness is not a curse. It is preparation for vision. The moment you question, "Who am I truly?" the veil begins to weaken. The question itself is a key, unlocking corridors back to remembrance. This is why seekers are called chosen. They dare to ask. Close your eyes and imagine lifting a translucent cloth from your being. As it falls away, light floods in, warm, ancient, familiar. You see not with eyes but with essence, recognizing that you are more than this chapter of existence. Whisper within, "I remember." The veil trembles when you speak it. It was never meant to be permanent. It is a teacher, hiding truth so that you can grow strong enough to hold it. And when it lifts, you do not become someone new. You return to the self that was waiting all along. The journey ends where it began, in remembrance. And remembrance is freedom. Everything around you hums with unseen music. Stones, rivers, stars, and your own breath. They all vibrate at frequencies that shape reality. The power of vibration is the root of attraction, the hidden magnetism that pulls experiences toward you. What you carry within becomes the song the universe echoes back. When you are heavy with fear, your vibration sinks, drawing more shadows. They awaken memory. A cross, a spiral, a star. All are reminders from a hidden architecture. Ancient initiates were trained to guard these truths, for symbols were portals. To the unready, they seemed meaningless. But to the awakened, each symbol was alive, vibrating with power, carrying maps of inner and outer worlds. Myths, rituals, and sacred geometry were not decoration. They were transmissions. The mind often rebels, demanding clear explanation. But symbols speak where words fail. A story, a myth, a number, these are not meant to be solved like riddles, but felt as keys. When you feel their resonance, you are not learning something new. You are remembering something timeless. Close your eyes and picture the spiral. Notice how it expands endlessly outward, yet always returns to the center. This single image carries entire teachings: growth, cycles, eternity, return to source. A simple shape, yet vast in meaning. Such is the power of symbols. They condense infinite truths into a single glimpse, awakening the soul without a single word. Even today, symbols surround you in logos, signs, and stories, casting spells you may not realize. To awaken is to reclaim your sight and read them with awareness. There is freedom in learning to speak this language again. Begin with the symbols that call you most, the ones that appear repeatedly in your life. Do not dismiss them as coincidence. Study their form. Feel their resonance. Listen to the stirrings they evoke. Each one is a mirror reflecting your inner journey.